Let us move over to the edge before mounting, shall we? That will allow Argos to catch the currents rising up from below and give us a smooth ride over to the Isle. Sure thing, Haas. Don't want you to scold me again. Although I'm sure there's players that are like, oh, please scold me, Vanna Mommy. That was very... I mean, once I figured out the mechanics, it wasn't a problem, but I couldn't do the bop it. It was too confusing for me. Too much stuff happening. Ah. Okay, so Aether Current down. Climb onto Argos' back, and we can be off. You know, I honestly cannot remember the last time he carried anyone but me. Oh, go figure. Argos motions to his back with his muzzle. You've been given the go-ahead to hop on. Sure. You know, I always figured they themselves would fly, not taking flying mounts. Isn't this pleasant? Argos certainly seems to think so. Let's scroll up. Here, look at that. Just a nice, lovely... Crap, I don't know if she talks, if we'll see it. Now, what was the name of that tree? Oh, no, something. Noah Tofu. Quite a striking specimen, is it not? In Eorzea, we call that a cherry blossom tree, otherwise known as the Animacus blossomicus. And from here, brace yourself for the landing. I wouldn't want you tumbling off at the last moment.
Quite a small place, lacking even the most basic equipment.
Look at the flora.
The present may yield no clues, but we may yet try perusing the past. Have you done this before?
Further time travel? Sure, why not?
So you cannot control the power freely. Worry not. I shall assist you.
Are we going to unlock my god powers?
There are two ways to see the past. The first entails peering through the walls of the soul in the moment a subject is recalling a memory.
Try that with your
girlfriend. The second
girlfriend.
requires no subject, and is instead a process of piecing together an event from ripples left in the ambient ether.
Go home and try this, folks.
As memories are etched upon the ether of the soul, so too are they etched upon the ether of the world. In this way can history be preserved. Such memories are given to fading, however, and can prove challenging to visit. But come, let us try. Close your eyes.
Alrighty. No ayahuasca needed.
All units fully functional and proceeding on course towards their respective stars.
She's speaking normal.
Estimated time to completion of survey is 108 cycles. End of status report. Severing connection with shared consciousness.
What? Okay.
Did you hear that, Hermes? All is well.
Still speaking normal.
Yes. Good tidings at long last. Every step of the way, I've been reminded how little we understand creation. How the universe defies imagination.
Indeed.
But soon we won't need to speculate. We'll know the answers. What others live for.
Indeed. And we'll owe it all to you and your sisters.
I wonder what answers we will get.
Whatever intelligent beings that exist out there are bound to be vastly different from us. Diverse in form and culture. Possessed of unique ways of thinking. Their conception of life and its purpose will be no exception. Completely and utterly unlike ours.
Utterly unlike... how?
I have no idea. Yet whatever answers we receive, I will not dismiss them out of hand. No. I will think earnestly on them all.
It could be that
And I
they
will
get
share them with
destroyed.
our people, that together we may contemplate our own existence.
That could cause him to go into it.
Perhaps then our star will become a better place. Not only for man, but for all life. Meteon, as though I gave you wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being. In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet. Learn to walk and run and so much more. And when you return, older and wiser, we will have a celebration to mark your homecoming and coming of age both.
108? 108 years old?
Will there be apples? Covered in syrup?
And how are you supposed to eat them? Rather than food, perhaps... a flower. Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
Was this 108 years ago? Is she the only one that returned? Those are some questions.
So, what is your opinion?
I definitely have an opinion. I mean, clearly he doesn't want the final days. He's a gentle soul. Yes. But, he sent them out into the stars. It's going to take them 108 years to traverse and come back. And that memory could potentially have been from 108 years ago. See, now I'm confused because he could be given into despair easily at that point if literally the only one that made it back is Meteon. So grief could definitely be the problem. He definitely wouldn't wish for the final days, though.
I'm inclined to agree. As we had suspected, the two are somehow involved. Yet 'tis difficult to believe that they would deliberately seek to end all life.
Or maybe just the life of humanity.
In light of this, I propose that we reveal your tale to Hermes himself. If he does not wish for the final days, as we believe, he may well join us in pursuing a solution. Then it is settled. Let us seek out our friend with all swiftness. 'Twould
Very
not do to let such a pure soul be blackened by tragedy.
Unless that tragedy has already occurred. Which I've been saying that for a while now, is that if he goes dark, it's because something happened to his creations. To his Metii. Metii? Metia? There are any number of places where Hermes might be in Elpis. But we could do worse than to look in Kitsis Hyperborea, the largest facility. It stands in Ethosaletikos Boreas, the northern isle. Can we not with the Greek? I wonder, Sagenhoff, for an institution which claims to studiously research every species destined for release into the world, did you not question how they find room for them all in so few islands? The answer lies within Kitsis itself. I touched upon the practice before back at the archives, where a vast area is stitched together out of multiple conceptual spaces. The same holds true for the interior of this facility and its magically constructed environs. 'Tis there, within those sprawling habitats, that the chief overseer and most of Elpis' observers conduct the bulk of their work. Come, the simplest route is via the Noise north of Poiton Oikos. Y'all are killing me right now. I guess I wouldn't be able to do well in Greece. Alright, I am instant transmitted. Miliagros. That reminds me of Assassin's Creed. The, Odyssey. Oh! Passage to Ethosaletikos Boreas. Ethosaletikos Boreas. See, just need to say it a few times. Motes of light yet hang in the air, suggesting that the device was but recently activated. At least we know it works. And I bet there's going to be an underground Aether site. Oh wow, this isn't underground at all. It's huge! Ah, good. The Noose acknowledged you as my guest. You should now have the authority to use it as you wish. Okay, so there was a chance that wouldn't have worked. Great. Thanks. Good to know. As for the way to Kitsis Hyperborea, we follow this path, then turn left at the crossroads. Alright. Following the Ethosaletikos Boreas path, where we see the distant relatives of the bird people, whose names I do not know. A predecessor of the behemoth that I just aggroed. And no crystal. Okay, well. No crystal. Kitsis Hyperborea. Big building, bigger doors. Oh. Those are the doors. Here we are, the grandest research facility in Elpis. We should head inside and ask for Hermes' whereabouts. Hermes is at another facility, as we have just discovered. Oh, I bet it's Emmett Selk. And friend. Hythlodatus. Furthermore, we've confirmed that his studies into Dynamis, as well as his creation of Meteon, were entirely private pursuits. No one else we spoke with appeared to possess the chief's depth of knowledge on the subject, and neither did we hear any tales of stolen research. Which means that if Hermes himself harbors no desire to bring down an apocalypse, then he might be recruited to help prevent one. Or so saith the illustrious Emmett Selk. I'm still not happy with you. After you said I turned into an evil megalomaniac and you beat my ass. And after I turned all my friends into puppets at Amaro. However, According to your story, the 14 divined the connection between the celestial currents and the final days, but were never able to pinpoint the root cause of the calamity. Without people's greatest minds, not to mention Hythlodaeus' sharp eyes, committed to the pursuit of a solution, such an outcome seems inconceivable. The only possible explanation is that the nature of the catalyst was so inexplicable that even we failed to perceive it. And what better fits that description than the invisible, intangible dynamis? Which in turn leads us to our next question. How did Hermes, in his role as Fandaniel, not recognize the subject of his own research? We must assume that he either knew and was unable to help, or that he was otherwise prevented from identifying the cause in the first place. At this juncture, all we can do is speculate. To be clear, the Convocation does not tolerate acts of deception or malice. We are practiced at preserving truth, and would have known had Fandaniel lied to us. Hermes has no conscious wish for the world to end. Of that I am certain. As are we. It seems there's more to the tale after all. We conducted an investigation of our own, you see. How comforting. We seem to have reached the exact same conclusion. I see no reason to delay further. 'Tis time we brought Hermes into the fold, as it were. Thank you for understanding. Sorry for about the ass beating you're going to get in 12,000 years, though. Save your thanks. I did not say I believed your ridiculous story. But as I'm at Sulk, I have a duty to examine any potential threat to our existence, no matter how ludicrous or personally offensive I may find it. Easy there, Professor Snape. Don't be his name.